Greetings and welcome to the show. I'm here with Colin and Brabdo and Forlo for Video Game Book Club. What we do here is that we play a video game, and then if you beat that game, you get to pick the next game when your time comes around for the next month. It was my month this month, and I chose Afterimage. It is a Metroidvania with the most gigantic, obscenely large, obtuse map I've ever played in a Metroidvania. Other games I played were Skill Legends Royale, Rainbow Six Siege, Combat Masters,
Mordialis.
Primordialis, a game where you play as a little microbe that gets bigger.
Mage
What
Arena
else?
thing?
Mage
Master.
Arena, which is pretty sick. You shout your spells like in real life. You go fireball.
It didn't last long.
Mech Break?
Mech Break, which is a mech game where you can create a character, and that game's pretty gas, actually.
Mechabellum?
Mechabellum, which I recently deleted less than 6 hours ago.
Maximum Football, apparently.
I opened up Maximum Football because I plan on playing that with Colin because I played it a little bit and it
true, we
seemed
do gotta play it.
decent.
Look at your
that-
Steam, you play a lot of fucking games, dude. A few quick matches, bap.
That's
Word.
true. I tried a few quick
Supervive.
matches, decent. I tried Bap, not decent. I tried Supervive. Supervive is not for me. I thought it was going to be the next Battle Right. It wasn't.
Smite 2?
Smite. I don't want to talk about that. That doesn't fucking exist.
Stormgate?
Stormgate sucks. I'm putting that out there. I'm harsh on Stormgate. It's more StarCraft than Age of Empires, and I was just an Age of Empires guy. I shouldn't have been so harsh with Stormgate. Stormgate doesn't suck. It's just not for me.
This dude rewrote his review in the same sentence.
Because it was like a visceral reaction. I download Stormgate, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna play this. You know, it looks like it could be an RTS, and I want to get back into an RTS. And then I immediately get Zerg rushed 4 times in a row on 4 different matches, and I'm like, I'm set. I'm good.
It'd be like that. I
What'd
clocked
you guys
like,
play?
clocked like 40 hours in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Huge.
That's basically it.
And no, you also played Primordialis.
Yep. For an hour or 2. And then I played Combat Master.
Yes.
Yes,
The
go.
best first-person shooter to come out in a long time.
It's interesting.
What about Forlo?
I played that Goonscape.
A rematch.
That's true.
Oh yeah, and of course that rematch. Yo, we're the top 4 merchants, dude. We're fucking selling it. We're never good enough to get a fucking win, dude. Top 4ing every tournament. Unlucky.
It's okay. LeBron James don't have a championship.
LeBron James has multiple rings. I hope you didn't actually think that.
No,
I know you did. You have no fucking clue about
that was the
basketball.
meme for like the longest time.
No clue. I can't dunk in the WNBA either, man.
I believed that for years, like 7 years. This guy told me you couldn't fucking dunk in the NBA, and I'm like, I'm in the WNBA, and I'm like, that's a believable statement. I'll just take that. I'm
Crazy.
taking that at face value.
Like you physically couldn't?
No, like there was a
No, like it
rule
was
against it.
the
It was
rule.
against the rule. Yeah.
I told him it was illegal for them to dunk. So that's why
Have you
they
ever
didn't
seen
dunk.
an NBA? Have you ever seen a chick dunk in the NWA? I haven't.
Because
You
they
just took
can't,
it.
because they're not allowed to.
I'm like, yeah, there was a rule against it.
But I
That's why you
can't
never
dunk
seen it.
either. Let's get it straight.
That's why you blame the rules, man.
That's valid.
It's probably the hardest hitting bit I've ever been bitted on, dude. That shit was crazy.
Because you like brought it up like years later as like a fact.
That's something somebody
I
would
laughed.
tell
Because
you.
you
Like,
fucking told. Oh, I'm so sorry.
I know.
that I
that's something you heard when you're like
you
7 years old, and
7
then
years ago.
10 years go by, and you're talking to your buddies, and you're like, "Wait," they're like, "What? What do you mean you're not
You know how
allowed?"
many times? You know how many times I've said that fact before it got back to you? Like probably 50 times.
He was spreading
Citing
it, dude. He's spreading it around.
It was so funny to hear it come back. I'm like, I can't believe you still believe in this shit.
I still believe it today. I still haven't seen anyone dunk.
There's like some 3-minute dunk compilations for the history of the sport.
Yeah,
The
there's like a
history
couple
of
of
the sport is culminated in 3 minutes of dunking.
and some of those dunks are a bit of a stretch.
For extended
Colin, would you
layups.
play?
I think I only played this piece of shit.
Busy.
Maybe I probably played some Rivals. Not a ton, though. I'm trying
Yeah,
to
you
see.
might have opened it
He's
up
putting the
a
cart
couple
before
of
the
times.
horse.
I think I only played this game. I mean, I put quite a bit of hours into this shit.
Yeah, you kinda have
Yeah.
to.
You don't have to.
Yes, you do. Yes, you
It's a
fucking do.
reasonable amount of time to get to credits. We just decided
No,
to
where are
all
we
get the
starting?
best
Where are we
friend.
starting? Because that's some nonsense. I'm about to blow your fucking tower up.
Alright, we're gonna
Uh,
start at the start. So,
Start at the
the lore
start.
of this game is that there's a god, and they're awesome. Their name's like Lune or some shit. Awesome god, and they're the bestest, and they create a whole bunch of shit. Um
so what's
And the water is bad. It's toxic, but it also gives life, and it culminates into a bunch of souls, okay? And that's a whole thing too. But eventually the god leaves, but everybody still loves them, right? And then another like person comes up and goes, "Well, since the god's gone and they've been gone for so long, that must mean that there has to be a new god, and it has to be me." So they get super powerful, alright? And then they're like, "Alright, let's I'm just gonna be the best person for the humans." There's, like, a whole war and shit, and she's like, "I'm gonna win this war for the humans, and I'm gonna be the next new god that everybody loves because everybody loves this god." But they fuck up and create a whole tidal wave, and remember, water's bad, so half the world floods, kinda like a Noah's Ark situation, and they get sucked up into the Sea of Souls, alright? And they're stuck there, and the only way to get them back is to have, other people go into the Sea of Souls and fuse with her to come back, and that's when the game starts. You play as Renee, a um a zealot of sorts, a prodigy that worshipped the old god. You're like the best choir singer or some shit basically. And you have amnesia, and
classic.
yeah, you don't know nothing. You wake up on a
That
beach
old
or
chestnut.
some shit. And then you just go throughout the world, and you slowly learn the facts that I told you just now, as you travel towards getting to, where you think you need to be. Um, and it's a
Now, if that
Metroidvania.
so
Or
if that
you're like
sounds like
me.
hold on. If that sounds like nonsense, it's because it's fucking nonsense. The whole story makes no fucking sense, dude.
There are some plot holes
No,
and
there's
some
not even plot holes.
inconsistencies.
Here's every dialogue. "Oh, it seemed we might have to invade the amino well," and, 7 more multiple syllable words. And then Ifri comes in, "Are you sure, Renee?" Like, that's every fucking dialogue. Let me just pad it with syllables and fucking made up words.
Well,
None of it
that's the
it's all
next
nonsense.
That's the next part. You get a cute little Navi type creature that'll like follow you around and says, "Hey, listen," and their name is Ifri, but their name's not Ifri. They are
Oh.
they are someone completely
No,
different,
there's actually a whole did that I was like, "Yo, something's happening. I don't know what it is, but something."
and their story is completely different. But we'll get to that later. Um, So you wake up and you got the sword. You got the sword that was like a ceremonial, like super special sword for being a super awesome, like good person. Um, but you don't know it. Called the Sword of Stars, I think, and it sucks.
Whip.
It's the worst weapon in the game. It's absolute dog shit.
Yeah, it's a
Um,
first weapon. What do you want it to be?
yeah. Um, and then you do Metroidvania shit. You unlock new areas, and then you keep unlocking new areas, and just when you think you've unlocked all the areas, you unlock more.
Let's go on to example 1 why this game fucking sucks as a Metroidvania. The map is stupidly big.
It's
I
huge.
I think that's a steak too juicy situation.
No.
No. Absolutely not, because some of the areas are just nothing. They're just large open areas with some enemies sprinkled in. Like, they're not actually interesting to even traverse. It's just like, well, we're gonna make this hallway excessively long for no reason. And there's about 50 areas like this throughout the game.
Problem with having a large map in a Metroidvania is that eventually you need to go to the one place that you need to go to progress the story. And if your map is like 10 times larger than a normal Metroidvania map, it could be a very long time before you even do anything.
It'd also like matter if the exploring that extra areas mattered, like not just like going to each area, of course that matters, but like fully exploring them because it's just like it's junk, dude. Like yeah,
And if
you
you
can get
combine that with the fact that the game's platforming is, in my opinion, subpar.
Well, that's another thing. It's
I
like,
didn't have a problem with the platforming.
there's a thing in Metroidvanias, it's like, so you get to a place and it's like, okay, here's a barrier. You can't get through here. You need some sort of item. So now you got to look around for the one area you can go. You're kind of being like directed in a way on how to go. It's open,
Right.
but not. This game is fucking horrible at that because basically you just go right for about 10 hours and then the game opens up and you have no fucking clue where to go. And you can clear all these, like the maps. You never like look at your map and be like, well, I wonder what's in this corner because there's just the map is so massive. You'll never be able to. It's just fucked. The whole thing's fucked. You don't even really backtrack in the game, honestly, because once you get to the point where you have to start going back, you just start teleporting everywhere.
I would rather teleport than have to walk all the way back, though.
Yeah, but that's because the map fucking sucks.
The teleport locations are always in the most frustrating spots too.
Yeah, a great example of that is the teleport spot in the Field of Hydro. It's at the beginning of the map, but the only thing you can interact on the map is with Eros and the Goliath of Hydro, which are in the middle of the map.
Yeah.
So when so stupid.
How many times I go back through the Field of Hydro thinking that I did the thing that it wanted me to do, just to check to see if that was the progress that I needed to make, only to find out that it wasn't, so I actually had to walk all the way back. There's so much like, okay, did this do the thing that I thought it did? And then you go there and you're like, nope. It was a different thing somewhere else.
And then you get to the one thing and you're like, yo, this is so dope. And then you find out that it's actually DLC that's never coming and that door staying locked forever.
Oh,
That
I didn't want to get
that
into
is
that.
a huge issue. That's a huge, massive fucking flaw. I will concede to that.
The people
was
online
fire.
didn't even know. There's somebody out there spreading
I saw the fake, yeah.
misinformation
I
about
tried
this door, and I was like, "What?" And then
I tried to
somebody
no guide it for so long, honestly, and I
No
was like,
chance.
okay, eventually I'm trying to get through this door. What's good? And
You're
it
not
was
playing
it
this
was the
game without a
answer.
guide.
And I was like, okay, dude, we're using the guide from now
This
on.
is some, like, I'm
I'm not
impressed.
doing that. I'm not doing that. You can reach credits without a guide. I did it.
Which credits?
The Mad God credits,
Bad credits.
both Mad God credits.
Well, what I'm saying, Frank, is did you get through that door without looking at a
No,
guide?
fuck the
Well, of course
door.
No,
not.
You're
because the
right.
door is
You're right. Fuck
impossible.
the
There's
door.
there's nothing behind it. They programmed a door. They talked about the door. They said stuff was on the other side of the door.
They set up a quest with that cat who sits in front of the door.
And then the door's not real. It's not a door. It's a wall, but it looks like a door. They made it a door.
Hold on,
You'd
what is
never
the
get to the
Mad
other
God
side.
credits?
So it's like it's Ifri's endings.
Those are the only. That's the only one that you can do the credits. Do all three of them give you credits, or only because some endings don't give you credits?
So some endings don't give you credits, but the two Ifri endings get you credits, and then the what do you call it? I forget if the first what do you call it? I forget if putting no relics in or if putting one relic in at the end
I think
gets you
no
credits. Or one
relics
of them.
doesn't get you credits. It
Okay,
just-
no relics. Okay, so it must be like one or two relics gets you an ending because I know one of those gets you.
I'll get
credit.
you an ending, but just for some reason that ending doesn't have credits
Yeah.
for no reason.
That's probably the only ending you can actually get without looking shit. Even the fucking Renee endings, I don't know how likely you are to find all the memory shards without a guide. You could
Well,
be looking for
that's my
hours.
biggest issue. That's my biggest issue, and it really puts a hole in my no guide ending thing because I didn't need a guide. I needed one line of text in a Google document telling me where the 3rd memory shard was, and it's
Oh
in
That's a
some
boy,
place
guide.
that's
it's in the
fucking stupid.
stupidest location you could ever
Was
imagine.
just chilling over there.
There's
Just in a
no
random
discernible reason that you
So
should
many
lock that I wanna explode. There is no
there's
discernible reason why you should have a main story needing to get item just, "Oh, it's over here."
in a
No,
corner of a place that you would never go, hidden behind and by the way, this the way this map the game handles secrets is so awesome because like there's like shit in the foreground and the background and like it clashes with itself so often, so like you think it's just like a quirk of the texture, but like no, it's actually there's a secret there, and sometimes you're like, oh, there's got to be a secret here, but no, it's just a quirk of the texture, and like that happens so often, it's just so cursed. And then, yeah, that one item is in the most, like, stupid random location, doesn't make any sense. Usually when you see when you have a game-winning item in a Metroidvania, there's a little bit of fanfare around its location, or at least some the game communicates you in some way where this thing that you need to get the true ending of the game is located, but no, it's just in a spot, just like any other item that you could go get in
That's
a
the
random, like,
that's
hidden
one of my
location.
biggest issues too. They treat these like these are the base endings. They treat them like there's some sort of secret, like, "Oh, make sure you get everything before you fucking do the ending." This is literally like the first 2 endings. Yet you have to run all fucking over to even get this. It's the same with the Ifri ending too. You're not finding all those glyphs to get
the Sue ending or whatever the fuck her name is.
well, with
Um,
Ifri when you have to hit you invade, but you don't break the egg, and then you have to
yeah.
reset the you're
By
not
the way, I
doing
don't know
that.
how you're gonna figure out that you have to do one part and then not do the other part to get a different ending than doing the thing or not doing the thing. You
That's
have
what I'm
to
saying.
half do the
Are we
thing,
talking
like,
about
what
going to Sauron's Eye and then fucking invading or
Yes.
not invading?
Well, you
Those are the
invade
2 endings I got without doing the
no,
guide.
no, no, no. The journey ending where you invade and Ifri tells you to stop hitting it, and then you either need to the game and reload your save or teleport out.
I mean, my favorite is the wall ending. That's by far my favorite.
Well, that's
Yeah,
pretty
because
good again.
you didn't look that one up, right?
The so dude, I looked it up and still couldn't figure it out, but then I realized that you needed to get I needed one more thing that I didn't have in order to get it, and
Well,
I had to go find that thing.
the wall ending doesn't exist. I got it, but it doesn't exist because you're sitting there, and part of this ending is sit on a boat and press nothing for 3 minutes, and then you go to the TARDIS from Doctor Who, and everything disintegrates into Matrix text.
I think you
So,
need that ending in order to get the real
no,
ending,
you
right?
don't.
No, you don't.
You
I didn't
don't.
do it.
Oh, okay. Well,
Only
still.
ending so you need the journey ending from Ifri where you don't do the thing. You need the 3 memory shard ending from Renee. Then you need to do both endings on New Game Plus, and then you can get the true ending.
Yeah. The true ending, I will 100% concede you need a guide for. I don't think that you can it would have to be like an only game and you're 12 years old and you put 200 hours
You
into
would
it type.
still never figure it out. There's so
Even
many
then.
things that are just so, like, how would anyone know this without
Yeah. You
maybe
can
you could figure it out, but I don't think so.
you can look into the Get New Game Plus ending, I firmly believe, 'cause if not for where that fucking 3rd memory shard was, I coulda got it with no guide, and I wanted to get it with no guide so
Wait, but
bad.
how would you know to stop hitting the egg and then leave?
Yeah,
What
and
do
you
you
gotta hit
mean?
the egg twice and then leave. That's
Yeah.
What do we
Oh, the
what?
Ifri ending when you invade the Eye of Sauron,
Yep, and you have to hit the
Yeah.
egg.
you have to hit
I
the
did
egg
both.
twice. There's 3.
Oh, I didn't do
I
the
didn't even
hit
know
the
you
egg twice.
could leave, by the way, after hitting the egg one time. It's not clear that that is even possible until you look up the guide that says, "Oh, hit the egg twice and then leave." I'm like,
See,
"Okay,
Oh,
that's
when you
sure."
I know what you're talking about. Okay, so you hit it and Ifri stops you and says, "Do you leave now or stay?" I did both because I wanted to know what happened for both, and it just,
But
like,
you would think
spawns
you
you
would
right.
get the same ending as the one where you just leave without hitting it. But
Yeah,
no,
oh,
it's a different whole ending.
yeah, because in the context, you're either killing all of the fire giants or you're embracing all of the fire giants, and you get,
Do you
like, a
think I
mad
was
god type thing.
following the
yeah, come
story
on.
as
Well,
I
I
was doing
had
that?
to because it was my fucking game.
No, there but
The
you didn't follow
everything
the
that
story. It's
everything this
nonsense.
game tried to tell me was in one ear and out the other, like they were speaking Chinese. I
Games
I had
Well, that's kinda funny because it's Chinese mythology.
well, the games need to stop doing this shit where they just make a tellable story, please. And you just start
exactly.
making words up and you're spitting out fucking 15 paragraph
And they
dialogue
start
boxes.
right away with it.
There's no
They don't even,
just
like,
throw
try to
in,
get you into it.
which
Like,
makes it
right
just
from
like
the first cutscene, it's just a huge expo dump, and you're like, "What the?"
you're trying to follow it and you're hoping like something will come of it and it just never does. You're just still getting dumped on with nonsense words that you literally have no understanding of.
And then
'Cause
you
they'll
get to the
just
end of the
say,
game, and oh my god, the yap sesh. Some of the dialogue of the game just keeps going and going, and I'm like, "Dude, this has gotta be the last thing this person said." Nope, they keep ta I'm pressing the A button, I'm watching the text go on my screen, like, it feels like I'm, like, trapped in, like, the Matrix or something.
so
Story's not
bloated.
that convoluted. So there's, like, 3 Renees,
But
and
they
you're all
tell it in this
Shut up. Alright. Alright.
Did the person
Also,
you thought was bad, they weren't bad. Oh my god, who coulda
No,
the
they're
guessed?
fucking
endings
bad.
the endings all fucking suck. I've never played a game with the most every ending is so unsatisfying, and they're barely fucking different.
For the game that yaps its mind
Yeah,
off the entire time, you get to the ending and it's just a picture.
it's a goofy ass, like,
Awesome.
animated cutscene that's not even it's, like, half animated, and then they're all the same. Oh, Renee walks out, and then something
Oh, but the
slightly different in the background.
yeah, but it's the but now she's, like, slightly more happy
Dude,
than before,
it's
but she
Mass
walks away,
Effect
like,
3 blue laser, red laser. It's like, I can't believe
yeah.
Well, the first 3 endings are, like, lore-wise, pretty much exactly the same. Because the idea is to get Renee, and then Red Renee, and then, uh, uh, the other one, the pure of heart
42 or
one,
whatever,
all together in symbiosis to get the chick that wants to be a god out of the Sea of Souls by
and that makes
fusing
perfect
with them.
sense.
Now, whether they become friends and fuse to fight the Seeker or whatever the fuck they're called, or whether they do it by force, it doesn't matter. So all
Even
3
now.
endings before New Game Plus are practically the same because whether they hate each other, whether they're upset, or whether they're happy, as long as they fuse, they win. Alright? And then you play as 42 in the 20-minute New Game Plus
let's talk
edition
about that.
where
How can
for
we why would they call it
okay.
New Game Plus? That's not what it is.
Yeah, why
That's
would they?
literally not what it is.
It's
It is not what it is, you're right.
it's part of the game minus, bro. It's not new I don't know why
The
they
part
call it
of the
New Game
game
Plus.
minus
It's
doesn't
so
doesn't flow as good.
if you're playing a game and it has a New Game Plus, that means like, something has the clock has been
Yeah.
rewound at some point. Like, that's the only they total misunderstanding of what a New Game Plus is.
Also, it fucking sucks. They could have just made it a cutscene and condensed it. It is
Yeah.
not fun to play. You're
Yeah.
just playing through the same sections. You're broken through all of it. It takes you 5 seconds to melt bosses. Playing as 42 is boring as fuck. You just jump and shoot. It's not fun at all. And there's some
She has a wave
yeah, but there's
dash.
some chapters in there where you literally just walk left and then talk to somebody, and that's the chapter.
And that's
Like,
it.
why? It is
Yep.
so pointless. The whole thing's fucked. I don't know what they were thinking with that.
Well, they hid masks to get the super duper mask in New Game Plus, and you gotta find those too.
I already even had all the masks by the time I even got there, just, like, without even
Yeah, for one mask, but not the super duper mask. There's 5 parts to get the good mask, and then there's 10
but then
parts
there's
to get the super duper mask.
and then when you get the mask, it doesn't give you anything in the game, doesn't have any impact on the gameplay. You just need to get it just to get it. And that's the same thing for the Shenlong glyphs or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, it's stupid. And can we talk about how the game has the most atrocious difficulty spikes I've ever seen?
Well, that's the thing. The game's pretty piss easy, and then you get to
You get to some boss and it's, like,
is it the
impossible.
is it
You
the
have to,
Holy
like,
Grounds where you fight the dude who
clutch up.
revives and then melts himself? That's where I saw the
I don't even
difficulty. It's
remember.
like Valo the first night.
Yeah, Valo, I fought more than anybody else in the game, even the final boss.
Did anybody cheese a boss with the bubble jump?
No, I know you could, but
Although, what cheese
Well,
did you find in it?
some bosses, only
Uh,
bosses in arenas that have walls that you
Scythe,
can climb
Scythe
up.
yeah,
dual
so that's
blades.
all I
I used it the
used.
whole
That's all I
game.
used to yeah.
You
Up,
just spam
down.
the up attack with the up down, and then if they do an attack, you can go diagonally up behind them,
And you guys
and then
didn't
down again,
engage
up, down, up, down, up, down.
with the magic system because it's
And I
atrociously bad.
and I had, like, no health and just infinity crit and crit damage, and everything would explode going up,
Yeah,
down, up,
why can't you
down.
use magic when you're in the air? Oh, it's fucking dumb as
Good
That
hell.
just
question.
yep,
Good
that's
fucking
a that's
question.
Yeah, I definitely used magic a lot because you have to stand there and get locked in
Yeah,
the animation for 3
for a
full
shitty
seconds on
move.
the ground. Yeah, that's dope. That's real dope.
well, I played around, alright, and I wanted magic to work, so I tried to make a full mage build. I did it as optimally I could with the vast array of items that I had because it was endgame, and magic still fucking sucks. It's not even close. Magic is horrible in this game.
Most felt like 90% of the game. It's
And one of the
terrible.
best spells is only locked on 42. Only 42 has one of the best spells where it's like a pillar.
I was thinking like, "Oh, man, do I get to use this chick's spell when I get to the back to the real" Nope, no
For half of
chance.
the game, I used Scythe and Whip, and
We
then
all
and then I
use
fought
Scythe, that's
Volo,
crazy.
and Volo has the best great sword ever because it turns the game into parry slop. And I used that all the way until the final boss. And then I started using swords because I got a crit build, and then swords have this ability where if you do an attack in the air, it shoots out like 10,000 little needles as well. And you can do a crescent moon in the air. And so I switched to sword and great sword, and I ended up using the great sword just for the stats.
Another
I like how you can buy potions, but you can't buy the good potion
yeah, it's
anywhere in the game.
what's weird too is when you hit level 81, it takes less XP to level.
I hit level 78. I did not hit level 81.
That's surprising. I don't know how'd you have enough talent points to talk to the turtle? I hit level
What do you mean?
99.
Oh, because you hit level 99.
Yeah,
What'd you do?
so did
Farm the
I.
last boss 1,000
Yep,
times?
No, I
that's
had
what
a
I did.
grind spot. Well, dude, once you hit level 81, 5,000 XP gives you like 1/3 of your thing. Like,
That's huge.
no, it's fucking
Okay. I
dumb.
didn't
What's the why is the game so
Yeah.
hard to level and then you hit this arbitrary level of 81 and now you need an eighth of the XP you needed for 79 to 80?
Can you name one other game that
No,
works like
it's
that?
completely
No.
I
fucking
have no
stupid.
idea.
This doesn't make
And
any
then when I
sense.
realized that, I'm like, well, you might as well just go to 99 because they're basically just handing you max level at
And it doesn't even do anything
yeah.
for you. You get to level 99, you're not any stronger than you were 20
I mean,
levels ago.
slightly, but yeah, it's not like anything crazy.
Dude, the abilities are like, "Oh my god, plus 1% crit rate." Yes!
It's not
Like,
huge,
it's
no,
so
but
lame. It feels so unimpactful to, like, get abilities in that game. It's like, "Oh,
oh, you mean on the
wow.
skill tree?
Well, it
Plus 4% healing efficiency. Wow. It's like Path of Exile. But Path of Exile, you have like 1,000 they give
Yeah.
out the ability points like candy. In this game,
Well,
is
all
not
the
the
cool
case.
shit's in the Afterimage shit, but you can only get 5 divine
Yeah.
seeds, and it's like, some of them.
Exactly. Now you gotta pick and choose. There's a ton of quality of life
Yeah.
after images, but you can't put them on because you don't wanna die because you need the ones that help you
It'll
live.
be like, well, this one makes you a little faster and gives you a good dash, but it's like, well, this one will revive you if
Dude,
you die. Well, okay, I think I know which one I have to pick.
the one that pissed me off the most is the fog
Oh my
one.
god, like, come on.
Like, dude, just give that to me passively. Like,
That
what
should
the
be a
hell?
passive.
You have to equip that? It should have been. So many goofy design decisions in this game are just baffling to me.
I agree with with all everything said
For
there.
a map that has, like, a trillion useless trinkets on it, you can tell me that I can only have 6 after images at once, even though there's, like, 20 of them in the game. Like, give me more of those,
Yeah, I
please.
would rather have
Let
them
me
been,
equip
like,
more after
slightly
images.
worse, but you could have more. Even though some are completely fucking
Yeah.
bad. Like the fog one, it's useless, it just makes it so you can actually navigate some of these fucking areas.
Oh, there's, like, a healing one that combines, like, 3 health potions into 1, but then, like, the sum of the health that you get is, like, less than if so it's just worse. Oh, but you heal faster. Oh, but if you have the other after image that gives you invincibility when you heal, by the way, probably the best one in the game. It's so good, in fact, that that's just how it should be from the first second of the game. You should get iframes on the healing.
Another fucking huge issue is sometimes there's just areas that have no map, which is insane to me. It makes
Yes. Oh, dude, that drove that like, when that happened the first time, I was like, "Wait,
Yeah.
back?" I'm like, "I'm where I was before," and then I'm walking around, I'm like, "Wait, I'm not moving on the map." I'm like, "What oh, this place doesn't have a map. Why? Why does it anywhere on the
in
map
a
have no map?
Metroidvania,
It doesn't make
half the
sense."
fucking game is map. That's part of the genre is you fill the map out and you navigate the map. But there's big ass the end game tower where you teleport and then it's reversed. You go down to get to the final boss. No map.
Yeah,
That's
no
a
map.
huge fucking area with no map.
I don't
Going to the
understand.
giant lighthouse, going to the place where you're supposed to fight the giant, super awesome, mega fucking, what do you call it? Fire giant that I could never open, even though
Yeah,
I
'cause it
had
doesn't
the item
open.
it said to have. I was farming that item to
How
open the
many times I went back to that door thinking it would be
Yeah,
open, but it's
actually,
not
yeah.
open. It never opens. It doesn't exist. It's not real. Like, they were gonna make DLC, but they never did.
And it's so weird that they kept it in
That
there
drove me
too, because
insane.
even if you avoid everything, you still have to go there because you need a stream crystal. And
And
yeah,
that's where it
and you
is.
need that to fucking like the sword, the legendary sword. So it's like, I don't know. This whole game it fucking
Let's back it up just a tad. This game's
no,
gorgeous.
no,
I
no, no.
love this
My
game
first impression, one,
aesthetically.
it looks like AI art, bro. That was my first impression.
It's so awkward. A lot of the textures are awkwardly placed. A lot of the stuff is, like, thematically weird, like the sharks just, like, floating through the air. I thought the game was bugged when I got to the water to the
Yeah.
sewer area for the first time. I thought the game was straight bugged because I'm like, "Why are these water enemies not in water?" I'm like, "What is this? It looks so weird."
Water disintegrates people. It's
So then why does the
lore.
world have sharks, and why do the sharks fly through the air? Like, what is that? Doesn't
At
make any
best, it looks like a
sense.
mobile game. I've seen people online say it looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
A
What?
mobile game. It is a
There
mobile game.
Not. You can't play it on
Yeah, you can play this on the
what do you
phone.
where?
I don't think you can.
I don't think it's mobile. Oh, it is a mobile
Is it
no,
not?
it
Am
is
I
a mobile
dumb?
game. But I don't did
Oh,
it
it
come out on
is.
mobile first?
For $6.
Oh, well, then it's
No.
not a mobile game.
Beijing Wang Sheng Ting Chong.
Yeah, we're not doing
What
that.
do you mean?
We're not doing that. Come
Yeah, I'm
on.
not even I'm not
The Chinese
I'm not
era, bro.
that's what it is.
China's taking
Wang
over.
Yong Chen Sang. That's what it says.
That's like getting mad at your Chinese friend for saying Johnny, you know?
We're gonna get Shane jealous, dude.
But, I don't think I've seen people say it looks good. I don't know. It looks fine, but I wouldn't say it's gorgeous or anything.
Go play Symphony of the
Yeah, I
Night.
mean, that looks better.
Go play
Maybe
Ori and the
Hollow
Blind
Knight.
Forest.
maybe I'm simply, like, captivated by bright colors and shiny things, but the
I
game
don't know.
looks good to me, except for when they cover the entire screen in, like, purple or a
Or
crimson color
poo-poo smoke, dude. It literally looks
with
like
the
I don't
doo-doo.
know.
poo-poo
There's a lot of
smoke,
areas
yeah.
that just look the same too to me. Like, the tower looks like the holy grounds. A lot of the fucking underground shit looks the same.
Oh, can we talk about how, like, you try to have to go back to the owl, but he's not in the place where he was before, he's in some random other like, so much stuff,
It's not random.
Yeah,
it's
but it
He's
there's
at the top of
so
the holy
many
grounds, and then he goes
frustrating
to the
things.
tower because he's gonna show you how to fucking enter the
Doesn't
separate world, and that's where the
Sometimes
separate
it
world
tells
thing
you
comes.
where the guys went, but then sometimes
Yeah,
it just doesn't, and you have to figure out where they are. If you don't have the guide, you're gonna wander around for
that's
hours.
They show up
not
on the
always.
map.
They don't always show up on the map.
I remember there was a boss I needed to fight. It was in an area that I've already been. Why would I go back to this boss arena? Because the first time you go to the boss arena, he's not there. Thinking that I beat this boss already when I finally did end up pull up the guide. And then I was like, okay, well, let me retrace my steps, go through and turns out, oh, this boss was actually not killed. I actually didn't kill this boss. I don't know how it was that I missed it.
That's a big issue too. It's like, I don't need the game to hold my hand and give me a fucking in yellow paint or an arrow where to go.
It's just bad
Yeah, because there's so
design.
many times where it's like, "Alright, I don't really know where to go," and then I look for a while and I still don't, and then I look at the guy and it tells me, and I'm like, it doesn't even make sense even when I know. Like, why there's no, like, correlation of why this person goes here and then I need to go here to go there. It's just nonsense, like, 90% of the time.
Yeah, totally agree.
The game did do what I wanted the Metroidvania to do, where you start out and it sucks to traverse the world and everything's whooping the shit out of you, and then at the end you can fly
I'm
and you're
not
a
I'm
god.
not gonna
I
lie,
like that.
they did that
When you're like,
in the worst way possible in my opinion, because the game is so long and the map is so big, by the time you actually feel like you can move pretty good, you're already so close to the end of the game. I feel like there's such a
yeah.
long, dull midpoint, especially when you finally go all the way left and then you can ride on a stingray in this random ass ocean, which is stupid as hell. That whole thing is stupid.
Yep, so dumb because you could just go to those places anyways without the
Yeah,
stingray,
it
like,
makes no sense.
they're all connected
But once
anyways
you get to that
somehow.
point in the game feels
The
like
world
shit because you have no clue where to go. The map stops making
and
sense.
that's like 1/3 of the
Yeah,
way through the game, by the way.
it's and then you're just so confused. That's when it was like, okay, it gets pretty close to guide time because I don't even know how you're supposed to know where to go from there.
It doesn't tell you at all. It just doesn't give you direct you. It doesn't show you anything, doesn't give you an
Just yeah,
objective.
opens
You're
up.
just going places
Yeah,
just to go there.
it's very fucking haphazardly designed. Which
At the point of the stingray, there's Mouseketools everywhere. Because you've been going right the whole time. If you go the furthest right to that place, you get to the murky waters or whatever the fuck it's called, and you can't go there because you can't swim yet. It still disintegrates you.
And you
Um,
unlock the swim ability
I
so
know.
so
late into the
late,
That's
game.
my
so
problem. It's like
late.
all the cool shit that
Um,
actually like Metroidvania should be giving you new traversal tools like pretty often. Get to like new areas and like actually incentivize you to backtrack and check out those areas. This game basically doesn't give you any of the traversal tools. You get the double jump, but then you don't get the triple jump, the super jump, the water for so long. You don't even give a fuck about backtracking to the areas that were locked before because you're basically at the end of the game.
and then the one traversal tool that pissed me off the most was the red beams. I did not unlock the red beams until very last. That's the last traversal thing I got.
I had to
And
tell you to go get it.
and after I got the red beam stuff, it's on top of the area that you go a separate way to, and then I go down, and that's the place I was trying to get the red beams for the whole time.
Well, because you need them,
It's
right?
like,
Pretty sure.
you need them for I mean, sure, you do need them for, like, one specific thing, but aside from that, it's all just like, "Here's a gemmy orb," "Here's a sack of
Well, yeah, that's
gems," you
what's
know?
stupid. Because
A
Um,
red beam to go right in the field of Hydro to get to the crow, which teleports you to the thing, and it does things,
I'm trying to
and then you have to talk to the owl guy to give you the soul invade so you
yeah.
can blah, 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 dude. It's like so everything is, like, tangled up.
It's just too much. There's so much garbage too. Like, there's so many garbage weapons. I don't know. I felt like
There is a lot
Oh,
of garbage
so
in
Just
this.
much
picking up
garbage.
trash constantly.
Like, Forlo, you use dual swords. Did you use those dual swords that attack 70,000 times but do 1 damage?
What, like the rapid fire ability?
Those are
thing?
blades, aren't they? I
Yeah,
thought that was a
where
blade.
everything maybe that was a katana blade. It
There's
wa
katana that's like a dual swords. It's like it looks like it, but it's actually just like the katana in its
Yeah.
sheath. And then there's like the daggers, which is the dual blades.
but the, that when I got that weapon, I was so stoked because 'cause I'm like, "I can make this work," and you can't. It just
Oh,
doesn't do enough.
can we talk about how the game has an elemental system,
That's completely
but, like,
useless and pointless.
so useless and pointless? Exactly. Like, what
I
the
used
it seems like
water
they
weapons against fire
Why?
enemies
Yeah,
once.
for it there's no reason.
Why?
Just
Because I
use
fought
the
a fire
weapon that
boss
deals
that I
more
couldn't
damage.
kill.
The only time where it makes any sense is if it's the thing that you have that does the most damage.
This is a classic modern game thing where they just add systems on top of systems, and then it was just like, you look at it, it's like, yeah, you really don't need to have this elemental shit. It does nothing.
Well, I blame FromSoft for how this story's told, because despite them having mountains and novels written of exposition, they still want to hide really important lore in item descriptions and scenery, like, ideas, and if the the thing about what FromSoft does is that because they do all of the item descriptions and the scenery, and they put it in front of your face, you don't need all this exposition. If you're going to lore dump and write a fucking novel like the size of Disco Elysium's text boxes, then you don't need to put all of this item descriptions in that you gotta pick one. You got either talk to me or show me. You can't do both and expect me to be fully committed throughout the 30 to 40 hours you have to play this game. I'm not gonna sit there and read the descriptions of the amino swords to understand that 42 was a test tube baby. I don't care that
The
much.
I wish there was more unique weapons too,
I
or just
could
unique items. So many of the items are just like, okay, we flipped the stats and it's
useless.
slightly better. I wish, because there are some weapons that do unique things. I wish there was more of that. Because like Symphony of the Night has a lot of shit like that. There's a lot of like one-off weapons
Oh,
or
yeah.
that they do like one weird thing, and I don't know. This game's just like, here's 50 swords that are slightly different, but really they're all kind of the fucking same.
Then I just use the best n the scythe with the best stats I currently have in my inventory.
Also, the
That's what I'm
upgrade
using.
system for the weapons seems so fucking dumb. They'll, like, lock the ability behind upgrading
Yep.
it 3 times. It's like, why?
I didn't even realize that because not all of
Yeah,
them
some of them
do.
you just get it,
Only
yeah.
some of them, and it's
I didn't
not
notice till
clear.
the end of the game because I got this, like, water scythe that did, like, water damage, but only if you upgraded it, and then I realized, oh, there's an icon near the text, and it's grayed out of what level of weapon you need.
You have to
Yeah.
upgrade it, then it ungrays out. Wow. It's like, why? Why not
Right.
just give me the like, it's not and the ability's never that impactful. You might as well just give it to you on the base
Right, it
weapon.
makes it
Like,
more
why
unique, but
even
now it's tied to this dumb item that, I mean, you get a lot of, but it's just, like, another system for no reason.
you get too many because at some point you're picking your favorite one
Yeah.
and it's gonna be a zillion years before you get one that's any better because you're just gonna get all of them that are worse. That's the problem when you make a game that's not linear. You get an item and, okay, it's really good, and then you get a bunch of items, it's the same item, but it's worse. I'm like, "You're giving me worse items than the item I already have. This is terrible."
It really did suck when I would, like, do a platforming challenge, and it would take me, like, 20 minutes, and then the item I get is, like, a sword that's 2 damage less than my sword now, and it's just slightly worse, but that's just because of how I traverse the game. The only item I really hate in the game more than anything is the Silent Rod, because it's supposed to give you this super awesome, like, fucking staff, but magic sucks in the game, and the game doesn't tell you exactly what you have to do. You have to kill enemies, it tells you that, but it doesn't tell you how many enemies you have to kill with it. Um, so fuck
And
the
then
Silent Rod.
it sucks anyways, even when you finish the quest.
Game should have been, I feel like Metroidvania should be sort of linear anyway, and this game completely fails at it because you can go way too far off the path way too early and get
Yeah.
And there are some because you can, like, jump on enemies, you can cheese yourself into places
Yeah.
you're not supposed to go.
which
very
I found
easily,
myself in the fucking main hydro area, like,
like
almost
way earlier.
instantly, and then I found myself needing to backtrack to go back to it over and over. Did I get the item yet to
Right.
go forward through
And
here?
you would think
No?
sequence breaking would like make you really powerful and so, but it's not even. You don't even get the
Yeah,
satisfaction of like
it's not
having
fucking
done something
sequence
cool by
breaking.
sequence
There
breaking.
is there's no linear. It's they give you everything and then put a hard wall here and here and go do whatever you want, but you
They
need to have
put bosses
that
in the
hard wall in
stupidest spots.
Yeah.
and it's like
Metroidvania should definitely wall some shit
Forlo
off, ideally.
Oh,
Forlo had me cracking up this, this game 'cause, at 11:28 PM, Forlo hits me up with, "We need to have a talk. I'm not a happy camper," which means that at that very moment, I know for a fact you fought the final boss and you didn't get anything out of it, and I'm like, "Alright, we gotta
yeah,
talk about
that
this."
was after I had done my first real ending and like 3 or 4 fake endings. Where I did memory
Which
shards
is the
2,
same, exactly the same.
a different a different, I think, well, like, the wall or one of those stupid other
it gives
things
you a
while
different
I
text.
went to
Wow.
collect the 3rd randomly bullshit placed shard, and then I did the first, like, I guess, like, normal credits that most people will get with the 3
Yeah.
shards. Um, and that's when I was like, "Okay, so that was just the same as the bullshit endings, but I got credits rolled, so what's
That's what I
happening?"
found dumb too. It's like, just make it one fucking ending. There's all these, like, side endings that don't give credits, they give you a pointless achievement. Sometimes they'll throw you an item, but I don't understand what they were trying to
It's
do.
always
Yeah, it's just
useless.
jump.
Can we you know what's ass in this
Oh,
game?
man. Dude,
Hitboxes.
I felt so many so many
There's some
bosses.
issues.
On the spikes, on the enemies, on what everything that has a
No,
hitbox in this game, it's
just use
bad.
your iframe
Yeah,
dash
the
that you get
last
at the
thing.
very end of the game for the final, like,
Yeah.
2 fight.
I'm like, I needed this like 7 bosses ago. When I
Well,
got that, I
so
was
many
like,
enemies
"Dude."
and bosses, literally, they're all the same. It's just there's a giant hitbox and it stays out for 10,000,000 frames, and you're gonna touch it.
I can't lie, I found myself doing a lot of, like, and I actively try to not just do comparisons because it's always gonna be, like,
Yeah.
shitty for the game we're reviewing if you just compare the best game in the
But it's
genre.
so clear what it's
But
trying to do.
they really did yoink everything from, like, nail jumping on enemies and shit. They yoinked a lot of stuff, and the stuff that they twisted in the yoink and twist is worse.
Every time. It gives me a new appreciation for Ori and for Hollow Knight and for Symphony of the Night, especially, and
Well, that's
Metroid for
why I
that
got
matter.
so pissed at your "This is the worst Metroidvania I've ever played"
It
statement, because
is.
you've only
Yeah,
played the best,
and we did
absolute greatest out of the history of
and we
gaming.
did say that with the
Nobody makes
asterisk of Metroidvanias tend to have a pretty high bar, and they don't get made by people except for passionate people
exactly.
for the most part.
Nobody tries to make a Metroidvania that's bad.
Well,
Like,
because it's like
it's always
even
you're
the
getting
other
something good
Metroidvania
out
that
of
I
it.
didn't really like, Blasphemous, in some ways, that is better than this.
In some
I don't
ways,
think it's
yes.
like that game shits on this game, but I also think both of these games are, scraping the 'cause I barely even like calling Blasphemous a fucking Metroidvania because it's so scuffed.
Yeah, it doesn't do this does the Metroidvania thing. I don't think that
Th
Blasphemous did that for me.
It's just everything that's in this game, there's a better
And I
version of
feel
it
like
in
it has
another
so many,
game.
like, Metroidvania sins. I'm like, "Why this isn't how this is supposed to work," and it's like why did they do
Right.
the genre is pretty cut and dry of what it's supposed to be, how it works, and it's like, I'm fine with people trying to innovate, but I don't know what some of the shit, I'm like, "What were you doing? What was your plan here?" And that's why I feel it's like AI slop. The map feels like they threw it in a fucking model and it just spit this shit out. I really feel like a lot of it makes no sense. The fact that someone crafted some of these areas, it's like, why? They're just nonsense. That too,
Some of
that
that
definitely seems
dialogue.
like fucking AI.
Like
They definitely used AI to translate it from Chinese.
there's portions of the map that don't need to exist. The catacombs doesn't need to exist. The
The snow
the
area.
the snow area and all of the in-betweens. If it's not like the Field of Geo, Resting Town, the Town of Exiled, Scorched Town, like those are portions of the map that need to exist. Meanwhile,
times
all
I
of the
went to Resting Town to talk to fucking Grandmaster Dickhead, and he had nothing for me every time, dude. That shit was so stupid.
I didn't unlock the blacksmith until probably 75% the way through the game.
Yeah, but he was helpful as well.
Yeah, because he was so helpful. He gives me boots that are worse than what I have, and shout out to Say for all the Say coins that I
Drunk.
spent for no reason.
Dude, shout out to all of the items that were junk that were placed in,
Yep.
like, quest locations when the fucking 3rd shard is in my ass, like, 3 times.
Like, dude, it would have been so simple for them to just put a Say's coin where the 1 shard would
Dude,
be,
there are plenty
and
of
put the
bosses that
shard.
you kill in endgame that just give you, like,
Like, why don't they drop the shard?
random, consumable 1 or
Why
boots
is the
that
why
do
are the memory shards not boss drops? Doesn't make any sense. I'm mad, bro. I'm thinking about it. Why is it just a random in the item in the world, just a thing that you can just that any schlup could walk by and go pick up thematically? It sucks. It should be on a boss or something. On like a pedestal in a room that's special. Something, bro. Not just buried underground in a corner of the fucking map that you would never go to. Because it's obvious that there's nothing there, except there's not nothing there. There's the thing that you need to beat the game.
Oh, I
If
also
that
have on the map, I didn't realize that the completion has nothing to do with what you do in the area or the collectibles you collect, and only has to do with how much of the map you ungray.
which you can't do until you can fly, because you have to ungray portions of the map that are just empty space in the air.
I got like
So
everything in the
I
game,
so
but
I had
every area was like 97% complete.
I had 100% completion in the area where I needed to find the final shard that I didn't have.
Oh,
Yep.
I would have been
So
pissed.
without a guide, how would one ever go to that area to find that shard? I don't know. So that's kinda cool. Oh, I'll go
Yeah,
to the
that shard
100%
ruined.
completed area, and then I'll accidentally complete the whole game before looking around elsewhere.
So eventually, if you find enough Say's coins, you get that after image that like points out secrets to you, but it's so bad. It like, oh, it tells you if there's a secret kind of sort of in the area that you're currently in, but like it only shows you the secrets that are the
It should
collectibles
just
that you don't
unveil
care about.
everything on the map. Honestly. Yeah.
That's what it should do. Should literally put icons on every item in the map that you don't have. That would have like literally gotten this game an extra point, maybe even an extra 2 points.
Here's another thing. Instead of having to zoom in to where, like, you see, like, all the names of the map, right? You're just fully zoomed out. And then you zoom in, and then you can see all of the individual things. Instead of having to zoom into that portion of the map to see where the important NPCs are, just have it be, like, the big icon of the NPC in that portion of the map. That way you don't have to zoom in and scan it one by one to see where the important NPC is for where you need to go to do the quest at the time.
A
Well,
mini
that
map
wasn't
would have been
that wasn't a
huge, by
big
the
deal
way.
because the map was pretty small, thank goodness, right?
On the
Yeah.
map here,
I don't mind that the map is
here's a
big.
great
I
example.
mind about the
Look at what I
layout.
just posted. Here's Hollow Knight map, Castlevania Symphony of the Night map, and then Afterimage map. Do you see the difference? You see where they fucking went wrong? Where
Where
Yeah,
it's just
instead of a square,
line.
they went into a
Yeah.
squiggly nothing. Yeah.
Which is
yeah, how long would it take for you to walk from Scorchwire all the way
probably
to the
fucking
field of
over an
Hydro,
hour,
I
I bet.
wonder?
Which is insane. Like,
Yeah.
the map should be almost a box. It shouldn't like, you should be going up and down, and you can go left and right, but you shouldn't have to fucking walk 2 towns over to get to the other side.
Horrible.
Which I thought they were cooking a little bit because they had the tower, right? But as you can see, the tower's up there, and I thought the tower was gonna lead to, like, more of a square type map, and it doesn't. The square that it creates is empty space in between linear, like, fucking lines of maps, and that was kinda disappointing. Um,
Also, the menus are atrocious.
yeah.
You can't find any of your fucking items, they're all over the place. The weapons are all like, there's no organization to anything.
We're
Give
talking
me a
about how
sell all button.
interact with the NPCs.
Yeah.
It's up on the C stick.
I like
What?
that.
I
You
didn't mind
like
that.
I don't know how you like that.
How often do you press up?
A lot.
I don't.
Every time I'm trying to jump, you know how many times I've tried to, like, jump, get out of an area, like, but instead, because I pressed up, I actually am talking to this
Well,
NPC I
you
didn't wanna
reminded me
talk
of
to
something.
instead.
How when you talk to somebody, the world's still fucking happening around you. So you can be in a cutscene and then an enemy's
Oh, yeah, you're
attacking you,
getting
and when you end the cutscene, you get fucking hit.
Yep,
Asinine.
that's awesome. This game has a forced death, doesn't it?
Beginning of the game. The beginning of the game.
It has
There's a
multiple.
couple, actually.
Well, there's one that's the soul's force death, where you're fighting this hedgehog or
Wolf.
wolf or whatever the fuck, and it is obscenely higher level than you. So unless you sat there and grinded with your fucking shitty sword, you're not beating that thing. Or maybe you do. I don't know. But in FromSoft games, I get it because it's like these are the mechanics, you know. That doesn't help you in this case because every enemy's moveset is different, and you fight that wolf maybe 4 times in the game, which seems like a lot, but it's not because the enemy variety in this game is massive. And to be like, okay, well, we're gonna have this forced death kill you boss to show you this enemy is stupid because there's like 200 enemies in the fucking game.
I
It
think
doesn't matter
you're
what that enemy does.
there's a lot of enemies that are just reskinned versions of other enemies.
There's a couple of those, yeah. The enemy
It's
variety
fine. I won't
is
say it's, like, amazing, but it's
it's
fine.
serviceable. It's serviceable.
Yeah,
There's a lot.
I wouldn't say there's a lot. 'Cause every enemy is, like, the same. Like, you'll get to an
Think
area,
that,
"Oh, here's the flying enemy." It either it shoots something, or it's like the book. It does a spell, or it's a bird that dives at you. Like, they're kind of the fucking same enemy. Even though they look different, they're really doing the exact same thing.
I mean, yeah, you could separate enemies into, like, 4 different categories, but there's still a
Yeah,
lot of them. Like, there's the flying ghosts that disappear, and then there's the birds that explode, and then there's
Oh my god, so many exploding enemies that are annoying as hell.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
I learned today I learned this month that Brabdo hates anything that flies. It was so anything that flied was getting cussed out.
Because you're sitting there trying to kill them and they're not coming toward you. Or you're trying to, like, kite one of the enemies over so you can boost jump on top of them to get to the place where you wanna go, like, before you get the traversal skills in the game,
Yeah.
like
Which was almost a sick idea that's been done before, but they ruin it by having it, A, be sparse, and B, there's no real reason to because at the end of at one point, you can fucking fly anyway, so who cares? Why would you even engage in that mechanic? It's made for a very niche, specific time in the game before you can fly, but when you get the stomp ability.
I think every developer of a Metroidvania should play this game to find out what you should not do.
I don't think it's
But
that
what does it
I
do
don't think
good?
it's
Like,
that
I can't
rough.
really pinpoint a thing that it did good. I can pinpoint everything it did wrong.
I liked the
There's, like, the voice acting quality
Even
was, like,
depending on the
alright, I
character.
guess.
I mean, unironically, the gameplay loop, as much as all the other bullshit that existed was, like, it was decently enjoyable. It wasn't, like, the best thing in the whole wide world, right? It wasn't like,
That's the other thing. It's like, I feel like it does it fine,
like
but I wouldn't say it's like, yeah, it has, like, interesting, unique, good gameplay. It's, like, fine for what it is, but even then, it gets dull, and there's a lot of bullshit. There's just enemies with giant hitboxes that clip you for no reason, and
There's, like, spikes, and then when you touch the spike, you have to go
Yeah.
back to the last platform you jumped on,
did
and
not like
sometimes
that.
it's
Did
atrocious.
not like that at all.
Yeah, that was awful.
yeah, definitely didn't have any janky interactions where it would
No, I had a
set my
ton of
fucking
jank.
set my respawn
Yeah.
point over more spikes.
It's like I'm, like, at the end game, and I'm doing these platform challenges, and I'm like and it's just chewing
but
through
what
my
does it
health,
do good, Frank?
and, like, I'm like, "Oh."
I think that everything it does good comes with an asterisk, but it does do things good.
Come
I
on,
like
bro.
the story. The asterisk of liking the story is that you have to really want to know the story. You can't sit here and skim the text boxes. You
I'm gonna
can't
say
sit
it's,
here
like,
and
worse than El Shaddai's story, I'm not gonna lie.
all right. Tell me more about this story because I don't think
I
you
mean,
gave
I
it a
gave it I'm
chance.
gonna be honest, I gave it a
I
chance,
mean,
but
what
I
you
feel
just
like
told me
if your story is such a mess to even tell, how can we even say it's a good story?
And
that's
that's
not
the
an asterisk, that's,
is
like,
that I've
a valid point. Like,
It's like tropey too.
if I watched a movie, it made no sense
I
unless
mean,
I
yeah,
literally
but
dissected every piece of it. I can't be like, "Well, it's a good movie, asterisk." Like, no, it's a problematic story that isn't that good.
I mean, people get confused at Inception and Tenet. Those are it's like a this story is like I feel as though it's intentionally obtuse, and that's bad. I agree with that. But so is Elden Ring, which also has a good story. So
I
it's
mean, but
like, what are we
it's
doing?
intentionally obtuse, right? But it has a story that comes around, right? Like, it leaves things out for you to put your own insight or feeling into, but this is just confusing for the sake of confusing, and it's meaningless because it has
Because yeah, even to
like, you know what I mean? There's a difference between something that's open-ended and
'cause even
something
back
that's
to your
just
point,
nothing.
like, they're giving you lore dumps, so we kinda can't give it the same credit as something like a FromSoft game where the lore dumps are attached to items. Because yeah, this game does this, but they're also force feeding you story constantly. So we can't be like, "It's good in this aspect,"
Yeah.
and then disregard the problem that it's kinda just, like, shitting all over the fact that it's trying to do something else.
Yeah, understanding the story in this game is abysmal, but the stories that are there are good. I mean, so it's a wash there.
That's what I'm
Everything's
saying, the
really a
game's
wash
fine.
when it comes to that. I like the gameplay, but I like the gameplay in aspects that, become obsolete later in the game because, like, I liked when I got, Voros's or Volos's fucking, greatsword parry, which makes all those jank hitboxes that are bullshit doesn't matter because you parry all of them. It's like, "Oh, I think this is gonna hit me," get parried, you do extra damage, it's sick. But then when that item doesn't do as much damage as the other item, or you start using that slot to power up the other item that you're using, the gameplay shifts and changes, which it should in a Metroidvania. You should shift and change gameplay throughout. That's why I like them so much. But it's like, I could still use that.
The
Um,
Metroidvania formula is just so good. It's just like
y-
a it's just a
well, yeah, and
fire
I think
formula for making a game.
that's another curve that I think needs to be put on the game is that, like, if you make a Metroidvania and it's serviceable, the Metroidvania loop of combat and exploration and all of that allows you to have so much, like, staggered catharsis that even if it is subpar that which you guys seem to, like, feel and I feel in some aspects as well, it's still a good game. Now, I feel as though this is a good game. I don't it doesn't matter if you guys do when it comes to that, it doesn't really change my opinion on it, but I can understand why somebody doesn't wanna sit here and understand the story
Well,
because it's a
okay, but
fucking
even
hassle to. I can
even on the
understand why the
best day, the
gameplay.
story's not good. Like, you're even admitting that. You're like, "It's interesting, it's fine, but it's told in a bad way, and it's obtuse." Like, you can't, like, sit here and say, "This is, like, a great story." You said it's fine.
Well, the content of
I
the
know, but
story
what
is
are we
good.
doing at this point? 'Cause
The way it's
you're
told
making,
is
like,
bad.
all these, like,
Like, write a book, don't make a Metroidvania if you wanna tell the
'Cause it's like,
story.
does anybody know why the town of Exile is called the town of Exile besides me?
Nope,
yeah, but how'd you find that out?
because
Did you have to look it up?
people were exiled. They
Yeah, but
did
I
that's what I'm
once
looked
saying.
into it.
That's what I'm
Of course I
saying,
looked it
man.
up.
You gotta go on a fucking Google adventure to find anything, which is fine,
Yeah, it sucks.
but at the same point, I'm not even gonna lie, if the game had no story, because most Metroidvanias don't really have a story. It's not really a thing
No,
with the
not really.
genre. This game would be better off. The fact that they're just dumping all this shit on you constantly makes the game worse.
Yeah. It's kinda like when, remember when we played Deedlit and at the end, it's like, here's all the story
Yeah,
at once, you know?
me
I
too,
wish they
because
did that
Deedlit
more.
is
I wish
awesome.
they
What's
Deedlit
wrong with
has its
Deedlit?
own problems. Deedlit's last leg is
I
brutal.
don't mind a
There are
game being hard, though.
the
'Cause the last leg of this game is hold on, but the last leg of this game
yeah?
is just tedious.
the difficulty in
Is
this
it?
game is, like it's just, like, pain. It's not even it's just frustration, not even like, "Oh, looks like I'm down to my last healing crystal because I died a bunch of times trying to avoid enemies or get hit by fucking
Well, and it's
random
like by the time I
spikes."
got to the end of the game, I'm just fetching items. I wasn't actually
Exactly. I'm just walking to the to the ends of the map trying to find something, trying to
And
feel
even
something.
the bosses that were hard, I guess, weren't really that fucking hard. Like, and I never
Right.
felt satisfied when I beat them.
That too. I was like, "Oh, thank God that's
'Cause
over."
and they just I don't know, none of the bosses really had interesting mechanics to even play around. They all kinda did the same shit.
I'm with you. Like, it was so much I don't know, yeah, the combat just it was super unsatisfying too. You're just like, "Oh, short hop,
And
aerial spam,
if the
short hop,
game was shorter, it would have been so
swing."
much better. If they shaved, like,
Yes.
10, 15 hours off
It's
this
just
game, I would look at it in a way better light.
I agree, and if
Yeah, I had like 40 something.
the time in which but you get the traversal abilities was, like, severely reduced
Well,
would
yeah, it'd be
also
way more fun to actually well, that's the thing, you get these traversal abilities so late, and then
you forget
I
all the
know.
places on the map that you needed to go use them, like so I'm like, "Oh, I remember this when I first came here 1,000 years ago, before I had the ability to ground pound through the floor because I didn't mark it on the map." And also, the map markers are like, what it's so I'm like, "What is this?"
I use them though. I use them to
I
mark boss.
used them, but, like, I had to kind of, like, you know, I'd be like, "Okay, well, the down arrow I'm gonna use for
Didn't
the
even know
places
this
that
was
I
a
can
thing.
ground pound through, maybe." Yeah. And, like, I don't know, I'm just like, "Fuck." I'm like, "Fuck doing that. I'm gonna go download somebody else's map that somebody made
That's
instead and just
and
look
that's
at it."
why
And
yeah.
there's no mini
That's
map
why I
in the
think the
game, why
game is,
not?
like, objectively a bad Metroidvania. Because anytime you talk about something it did well or did good, I can tell you how
It's just another game. There's
that
5
but
other
the
games
game's
that did it
constantly
better.
fighting against itself too. Because it's like, "Oh, you can fly around and do sick shit."
Right.
It takes so long to get it and the map's so huge that it feels like shit by the time you're doing it. And there's so many things like, "This is cool, but here's why it sucks," because they did something counterintuitive to negate anything cool about it. That's with everything in the game.
And a lot of the after images, I'm like, "Wow, that sounds really cool." I'm like, I wonder how I could see how they screwed this up." And then you get it and you're like, "Yep." They're like, "Oh, there's this cool ability that's gonna like, oh, it's gonna deal like extra damage on blah blah blah." And then you're like, "Oh, okay, dude, that sounds fire." Then you put it on and it sucks.
And, like, the bonuses that you get for using a traversal ability is not consistent. Because sometimes I'll, like, fly up to the top of a map and be like, "Aw, sick, I can finally get this chest that I've been waiting to open since the beginning of the game," and it's like a
Dim bomb.
fucking talent
Dim
point,
bomb.
which is fine, you know? But then, like,
Oh, I'd be happy to get a talent point.
I'll be searching around the world and I'll double jump and all of a sudden, like, I get, like, one of the best stabs in the whole fucking game, you know? And it's like, "What are we doing? What why is it that, like, the harder I work for something, the less I care about what I get, but I'll just stumble upon the craziest shit, um,
Well,
I
Everything
don't
just seems
know."
random. It seems like
that's what I've
randomly
been saying. Because
generated.
it's like, the point of a Metroidvania is the map has to be so well crafted, like, everything fits together like, it's a giant puzzle, and it all comes together, and you're moved in this certain way,
Right.
and
You slowly
yeah.
unwind the thing and you become more powerful, more easy to get to all the things, and then
And I
it
feel
feels
like
like
this
a
game
real
completely
adventure.
missed that, yeah,
Where this game, it feels like
and that's probably why I
yeah,
feel so, like, negative about it because on the surface, it's not horrible if you just take it like, but once you really start to, like, dig into what makes the genre cool and why it's fun and why it's good, they
it's just
it's like they didn't play Metroidvanias. Like, they kinda understood what's cool about them and threw all that shit into a game, a massive game.
it's like a
Literally.
robot made
Yeah, that's why
it's
I
literally
feel
like
like
an
it's
AI
AI
made a
slop, yeah.
Metroidvania. That's basically
And, like, it works, but
I I don't know if
no, I
any
mean,
of
that's
this is
more
AI, and I feel as though
it's
no.
sitting
not
here and
AI,
being like, if
it's
somebody
just
was like,
uninspired. It's just
'cause
uninspired.
there's a lot of shit that, like, I don't wanna insult the people that made the game and be like, "Ah, dude,
They
this
don't
is just,
speak
like,
English.
AI
It's a
shit," you know?
buzzword, but
Like,
yeah.
that's the only thing that I don't like about the
Well, I feel like
AI
they made this
thing, you
giant
know?
map
No, it's obviously not
and then they just took their mouse and started like, "I'm gonna put this here, here." Like, there's no actual rhyme or reason why shit like blends together in any way, or why one item's here and one's not. Like it just feels kind of soulless in a way.
And the quest tracker's
Yeah,
useless.
it's pointless. It,
I'm like, okay, let me see if I can go through the quest tracker to see if I can make any progress on any of these quests. And then I read it and they're like, return to what's his face. I'm like, who the fuck is that?
The map does remind me of how people make D&D maps where they just, like, throw rice on a table and
yeah,
outline it.
dude.
That's
It just felt like they kept adding shit to it too. It's like,
my
oh, well, we
problem.
need a new piece here. Throw this fucking leg here. Here's a fucking table. Like,
Also, Field of Hydro, Field of Geo, like that's like
oh,
English.
and the fact that half the dialogue is mayhaps. Like, what? That's not a word, bro. No one says mayhaps.
That's all a localization issue. This game
Well,
was
of
written
course
in
it was. That's why it
Chinese.
makes no goddamn sense, dude.
It shows. Oh, but
Well,
funny enough, Metroid Dread doesn't have this problem. How come? Shigeru Miyamoto
yeah.
doesn't speak English
The,
yet.
this game did make me realize that I like something that I thought I hated. It goes all the way back to Doom where it's like, "Get the blue key to open the blue door." And, Aria of Sorrow did this,
It's
and all of
classic
the old
Metroidvania thing.
Castlevania,
Yeah.
and all it's classic Metroidvania thing. It will lock the place you need to be until you get the thing you need to get, which I thought sucked because it locked me into an area that I wanted to go. This game lets you go wherever you want,
It is.
and I think it's
Yeah.
worse because of it. And I didn't know that I liked the red, blue, green door thing as much as I did because it limits the amount of space that you have to look for the
Yeah,
next thing.
It's non-linear, but at the same time, you're kind of being pushed where to go at all times. And this game completely fails at that.
Yeah.
If you play like Symphony of the Night, there's an item in the game. It makes the location of the item always makes sense thematically and like in with the map. This is why it requires just such a careful hand when you make a game like this. It require like
Yeah.
everything has to be like it's like a puzzle, like you said. It has to be put in perfectly. Can't just randomly put stuff in places. The whole thing falls apart.
Also, there's an absolutely useless cooking mechanic that the only
Oh my!
they make you want to use this cooking mechanic because the first time you make a dish, you get permanent upgrades, and if you didn't get those permanent upgrades after you make the dish first, you would never interact with this cooking
Another
mechanic
modern
ever.
game problem where they keep throwing mechanics on top of mechanics for no real reason.
So now you gotta grind random enemy. You gotta, they don't tell you like which enemies drop the shit. So it's another thing you gotta look up so that you can cook all this stuff. And some of them are quests. I don't know if it's gonna give me progress in the
It's like the
story or
game
not.
having a cooking mechanic's
If I don't
fine,
look
but
it
the
up ahead
fact
of
that they
time.
attach permanent passive effects to the food on the first time you consume it. It's why? It's now you're basically forced into interacting with this pointless mechanic.
It's like that. All right, I feel like I've said enough about this game.
Covered a good amount.
I could go on, but
Frank's about to give this shit a 10.
why bother?
That's pretty high, man. That's actually
Give it
not
a
really far off
7.5.
from where I'm at.
That's pretty high.
It's not an A, man.
I wanted to give it an 8, but, honestly, the game lost a full point and a half. I couldn't just take away 1 point. I took off a full point and a half because of where the third
That's
memory
crazy.
shard
That's like
was.
all this
That
shit,
is
all these clubs like,
inexcusable.
they put that fucking memory shard here and fuck you, 1.5 points.
Yeah, it is that debilitating. It is probably one of the worst
pretty
game
bad.
design decisions I've ever seen in a video game.
Oh,
So
I was
easily
gonna say,
solvable.
This
Just
game is
fucking
just
put
as
it somewhere
obtuse
else.
as Baroque, dude. I know you're not gonna agree. Why?
No. Because Baroque, I needed a guide the whole time, and for this game, I needed one
You needed
line
way
of a
more than
Google
that.
Doc
There's no way
once.
you got the true. You needed what line did you need
For
for
the
true ending?
true ending. But to hit credits, I didn't need any guide. But to get to unlock New Game Plus, I only needed
Okay, but my thing with
I only
Baroque
needed to know
is
where
you
one
can
item
hit
was.
credits. It's just not real credits, which neither is this game, to be honest. And the only reason you needed a guide with Baroque is because we basically said you need a guide to play with it. So you're kind of biased in a sense because we could have went into Baroque blind and you could have gotten an ending in Baroque blind, but you never tried.
I guess
I think it's
sort
obtuse,
of. I
but
don't think so because, like, in Baroque, there's shit like you have to intentionally die and talk to a guy and give him a specific item before you hit any credits.
Yeah, but I mean, is
And
that
there's
really
no
far off
way
from
to
this
know
game
to
where you
give
have to
him
find
that
a
item.
random shard somewhere that you have no idea where it is and the map's 50 feet and you have to give it to this person? And if you only give them 1 or 2 shards, you don't get credits, but if you give them 3, you get credits. And it
Yeah,
I
and it
thought
it's
I
just gets
had
more
all
up
3
to
when I
for the
got there.
true
I was
ending,
like,
which
"Wait,
is
I'm missing
basically
one?"
the real ending. Like, I know it's the true ending, but it's like, you don't even the other endings make no fucking sense. Not that any of them really do, but I don't know. I feel it's
I just remember playing Baroque, right? And then every time I would stray from the guide, I made no progress. It would be like, "Look at this, look at this." Okay, I did 5 minutes of not looking at the guide.
Alright,
I
fuck
fucked up my
Baroque.
whole run.
There's gotta be a video about that somewhere.
Yeah. I'll give this game like a 5.5.
Yeah, this game screams
I'm
Mid.
at
mid 5.
6.5. I think it's not like I hated playing it. It's just there's so many problems.
It wasn't it just like I cannot help
Yeah.
but play this game and just imagine a better game.
Frank gave it
So
a
is
7.5.
that what, 2 6.5s, 2 5.5s?
He gave it a 7.5.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm like the whole time I'm playing, I'm like, "Man, I wish I was playing Ori and the Blind Forest, Ori and the Will-O-Wisps." I'm like, it's like even the style of the
Yeah,
game
it's
is
budget,
ripping. I feel like it's
modern
ripping that off pretty heavy.
Metroidvania, Ori, Hollow Knight trying to be like, but it's not as good.
Hollow Knight.
Which you see constantly even in, like, Dark Souls games. There's so many Souls-like that's like, it's
Yeah,
like
it
Dark
tries
Souls,
to
it's
do
just
like
not as good in every way. And it's fine, but it doesn't hit the same.
yeah, the code vein. Yeah, so I'm gonna stand on that 5.5. Solid 5.
It's like, it's not that it's a bad game, it's just like, yeah, I
It's
would
just
never
at the end of
recommend
the
somebody
day,
go
it's like
give it a
Metroidvania.
play.
It's like it's like almost impossible to cook up the genre. It's just such a like a rock solid genre. You know, just everything falls into place. Like you have to
I mean,
really,
if you've
really make
burned
a
through all
bad
the
game to
other
make a bad
Metroidvanias, like
Metroidvania.
the goated ones,
And this one is
I
just
mean, I
mid.
guess play this, but, like, if you haven't played the other just play the other ones, you know?
Just like replay it.
There's some I
You've
haven't
never
played
played Hollow Knight,
that I wanna play, like,
which is
like,
goated one.
I've
Yeah, I
never
own that.
played through Hollow Knight. I haven't beaten
Blasphemous 2
Ori,
is apparently sick.
whether it be 1 or 2. Um, Elder Lilies, I gotta play Blasphemous 2. I have purposely not played Blasphemous 2 because I
Yeah.
feel as though it's gonna get brought up in here again, so
100%ing
And
Ori was just
this
so
genre lends itself so well to actually
it felt
collecting
right.
everything.
you didn't 100% this game?
Yeah. And in those games, it makes sense, and stuff isn't usually in like really stupid spots.
Oh, you ready? You ready for that
Alright, what's the
banger?
next one?
All right.
We're playing that
Shit.
Kunitsugami, Path of the
Shit.
Goddess. Bangers, man.
What the
What are we doing?
Made by Capcom.
Yeah,
This
this
ain't
game
no
won't have
Chinese
localization
shit.
issues.
This looks fire. Yeah, we know. Borlo's on board. He knows what I
This looks
pick.
kinda alright, okay.
It's an action tower defense RTS
Okay.
game.
Strategy game?
Nah, this looks actually Frank, I think you'll fuck with this actually. Watching this trailer, Frank, I
I
think
thought
it'll
this was
be
like this. It kind of looks like Dynasty
Huh.
Warriors.
Nah, we're merging
hot,
all
dude.
of the games we've
Polymerization.
played in the past fucking 5 games, dude. We got fucking Nah, dude, we got fucking a little bit of Expedition in here, a little bit of the bullshit shitty 3D anime games we've played, and then fucking top it all off,
And
we
some
just
auto
throw a little
battling.
bit of Origami Dog, dude. Toss it in there, dude. Yeah,
Oh,
make it a
God.
slur. Alright, sounds good, dude.
Shorter than
See
after
everybody
show.
next month.
I mean, in theory.
In theory.
Oh, it's 30
I thought
minimum.
well, I thought Afterimage was 20 hours. It's not.
30 with a guide.
It's yeah, yeah.
Something like that.
Alright, any closing
RIP the
statements?
goat.
What the
Oh,
Play
rest in
Ori.
peace, Cobes.
Dude. Rest in peace.